Humanity had always been restless, curious, and stubborn, and in the age when Earth finally reached the stars, those traits did not fade, they sharpened, grew harder, and became both weapon and shield. And when the Galactic Council convened in its glittering chamber on the capital world of Sorethus Prime, the verdict came down like thunder. The humans of Sol are hereby forbidden to construct warships of capital class or greater. Their system is to remain unarmed beyond defensive patrol craft, for their world is deemed a death world, their species volatile, unpredictable, and too dangerous to be allowed the engines of war. The decree echoed across the marble halls of the council, carried on the voices of insectoid chancellors, crystalline legislators, and feathered envoys whose races had known millennia of peace, and yet behind their words there was fear, because they had seen the ferocity with which humans fought even when bound by primitive iron and gunpowder. Now, as one by one their ships met human explorers in the void, they felt unease, a sense that the predators of Earth carried with them the scent of battle, the fire of defiance. Humanity listened, officially bowed its head, and sent representatives to smile and sign treaties. But in the shadows of the Sol system, far beyond the prying eyes of alien inspectors, something vast was being conceived. Shipyards hidden in the storms of Jupiter's magnetosphere, dry docks buried beneath the ice crusts of Europa and Ganymede, and black sites drifting in the Oort cloud all hummed with the secret rhythm of human industry. And though the Council forbade warships, humanity had decided long before that survival would never be left in alien hands. The great nations of Earth, once divided, found unity in fear of extinction, and the Terran Defense Accord was born in silence, its oaths signed in bunkers beneath Geneva and under the oceans of the Pacific. Engineers who had once designed passenger liners now sketched battle cruisers in coded blueprints. Welders and machinists worked in vacuum suits for months at a time, and the greatest minds of Earth bent their will to creating weapons that would never need permission. The Council sent inspectors, but they were shown decoys. Massive freighters hollowed to look like unfinished habitats, skeletal stations that never seemed to reach completion. All the while, in the shadows, the first human dreadnoughts were taking shape. Their hulls were forged not only from steel and composite, but from the sheer desperation of a species that had learned across 1,000,000 years that only those who fought survived. Rumors leaked, whispers carried on smugglers' tongues. The humans are building something. The Council dismissed it as paranoia, until a vote was held to increase monitoring of Sol. But politics slowed action as it always did. Some species wanted humanity crushed immediately. Others argued they were overreacting. Humanity played the game, sent diplomats with open hands and peaceful speeches, all while war drums beat silently in the shipyards of the deep. Admiral Catherine Hale, first commander of the Terran Accord Navy, stood before the gathered captains in a chamber dug beneath Mars, and said the words that would echo through history. They forbade us to build warships. They warned us of consequences. They underestimated us, and when the day comes, we will not show them submission. We will show them what it means to be human. Years passed. The Council grew complacent. Humanity expanded its colonies, always careful, always restrained, always smiling with the mask of peace. But in secret, fleets assembled. The Aegis, the Vanguard, the Erebus, and the Titania, ships the size of cities, armed with rail cannons that could shatter moons, missile batteries that could blot out stars, and experimental warp drives faster than anything the Council had imagined. Their cores burned with reactors that defied regulations, technologies humanity reverse-engineered from scraps, then perfected with a ruthlessness that frightened even themselves. Then came the spark. An alien patrol, too curious, strayed into the Jovian shipyards and transmitted what it saw before it was silenced by a human frigate. The Council was outraged. An emergency session was called. Declarations thundered. Humans have violated galactic law. They have raised weapons against peace. Fleets were mobilized. 67 member species voted for immediate intervention to disarm Sol, to make Earth an example. But humanity had known this day would come. When the Council armadas entered Sol, they expected panic, surrender, fear. What they found was silence. Earth's orbital stations went dark. Civilian traffic ceased. A stillness settled, and then from the shadows the human fleet emerged. The Council ships were sleek, elegant, built for intimidation and patrol. The human dreadnoughts were blunt instruments of war, massive, angular, scarred by their own construction, bristling with weaponry in every direction. The alien commanders hesitated. How had humans built so much so quickly? The answer was simple. Humans had lied, cheated, stolen, sacrificed, and worked themselves to the bone, because survival had never been optional. Admiral Hale's voice rang out across encrypted channels. "This is Saul. You entered uninvited. You threatened our people. Leave now, or learn why your ancestors feared the dark." The council did not leave. The first shots were fired at Neptune's orbit. Alien cruisers surged forward, their energy beams slicing through void but human shields held. Then the dreadnought Aegis returned fire, its rail cannon launching a slug at 10% the speed of light. It struck an alien battleship and tore it in half, the explosion visible even from the Kuiper stations. Panic rippled through the alien lines. Humanity advanced not with grace but with fury, their ships fighting like predators unleashed after centuries in cages. Every tactic was brutal, efficient. Feigned retreats into asteroid fields, ambushes from ice moons, kamikaze drones swarming hulls. Alien commanders spoke in terror. "They fight like no one we've ever seen." Hours turned into days. The Council armadas faltered. Every battle they entered, they expected human surrender. Every battle, they found only resistance. And in the void, whispers began to spread. The humans had done the impossible. They had defied the decree. They had built warships. And they were winning. At last, as the shattered remnants of the Council fleet limped away from Seoul, Admiral Hale broadcast one final message to the galaxy. "You told us we could not build warships. You warned us of consequences. You thought we would kneel. We built them anyway. And now you know why you should have feared us." That message was replayed 1,000 times across the stars, twisted into legend, cursed in council chambers, worshipped in border colonies, and feared in every heart that had once laughed at humanity's fragility. From that day forward, humans were no longer the children of a death world. They were the warlords of the stars, the builders of forbidden ships, the defiers of decrees. And though peace would come again in treaties and bargains, the myth had been born. When you tell humans they are not allowed to fight, they will sharpen their blades in silence. When you warn them of doom, they will prepare for it. And when you forbid them to build warships, they will build them anyway. And the galaxy will remember the day they rose from silence and made the stars themselves tremble.